What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you have an amazing day. And today, guys, I want to get address a little incident, or not an incident, a little subject that happened not too long ago. And honestly, a reason why I want to bring it up. And I'm sorry I'm late to the party about it, guys. But yeah, I want to bring it up because this one kind of hits home. It hits a little personal for me, and I know you guys can tell by the video, the title of the video. So yeah, I'm gonna address it. Before I get to that, guys, can y'all do me a huge favor? Can you like, subscribe, and share my channel? That'd be much appreciated. So
Damn, he's
let
fucking up
me
on me
gather
now.
myself. So guys,
Okay.
we all know what happened a few weeks ago. Evil released their lineup for 2026: Evil Japan and Evil Las Vegas. And of course, we had the big three giants, of course, Guilty Gear, Tekken, Street Fighter. And then we also have newcomers coming in, such as Invincible Versus, 2XKO, which is the League of Legends fighting game, which I'm pretty excited about, guys. I want to try it, I think, next month for console. It's already out for PC. And of course, we have the return of Virtual Fighter 5, I believe, is also coming back to Evil. And also some other fighting games that I haven't heard of, guys.
Bro, I
But,
haven't touched this dude.
it's Evil, and they're going to have a big, this is a pretty big lineup this for next year, guys. But there is one game that was left out of this lineup. And we are, like I said, you guys can tell by the title, Mortal Kombat 1. And I think this is going to be, like I think Super even said, this is going to be like
Oh
15, 20
no.
years that we're not going to have a Mortal Kombat at Evil. And yeah, guys, it sucks. It sucks that we're not going to have that Evil next year. I think I said this year, next year. We're not going to have it at Evil 2026.
Alright, I'll allow you
And
there.
yeah,
Allow me
it
to go,
sucks.
boy.
It sucks because you know what? Because I feel like this game cannot stop taking L's. Honestly, this game is getting kicked while it's down. People like it's already in the grave. It's already buried,
Something.
and I feel like people are just pissing on it and laughing at it. And yeah, it's a joke. This game turned into a fucking joke. One one of the issues was, of course, on balance issues, and then I feel like Mortal Kombat or Netherrealm was just basically people are calling it a money grab, and yeah, I feel like it went that direction, which I will get into the video a little later.
Let's
But
go. Come on,
yeah,
Batman.
and I'm not gonna get into it get in too much into it, guys, because I feel like a lot of the big YouTubers such as Super, Max, True Underdog Gaming, they all have gave their honest opinions. So I'm just gonna give you mine, guys, and not give too much about it. But yeah, of course, the one of the issues was the cameo system. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people didn't ask for it. Um, it caused so many unbalanced issues, especially a lot of metas, especially at launch. The one, of course, the Baraka, Cyrax meta, the Melina Scorpion, and I feel like a lot of the cameos were not being used around that time, especially at launch.
Good
Now
shit.
later updates are being used more, but I feel like the cameo system really, really caused a lot of unbalanced issue where it got to a point where even some of the pro players were just like, I think the first Combat League, uh, there was only like four characters being used in that league, which was like Johnny Cage, Peacemaker, I forgot who else was being used, and then the cameos only like maybe one or two cameos like Kano, Chameleon. A lot of it was just like yeah, it was just unbalanced. Like like none of the characters were being used anymore. And to me, that I just feel like when someone doesn't ask for it, like why would you put it in the game? And a lot of people were still even asking, well, why can't they release 1v1 mode? And I just felt like a lot of our voices were ignored. You know what I mean? It never came out. There was never a 1v1 mode. And it's just like, yeah, it's just caused so much unbalance. And I feel like that's what kind of caused the game to die out. Because even some of the pro players were even going to other games such as Sonic Fox. And I know Sonic Fox still plays Mortal Kombat. He loves this game. He defends it like it's his baby. But, there's nothing to defend. And then there's also like Ninja Killer. You know what I mean? Ninja Killer transitioned to Tekken. He's been doing a lot of Tekken tournaments. I haven't seen him play Mortal Kombat. So, I haven't got nothing in Sonic Fox. I mean, Ninja Killer. But but
He waited,
those are the
buddy.
two big fucking pro players, going to other games that made Mortal Kombat what it is for the FGC. And yeah,
Meta.
like I said, I felt like a lot of people didn't ask for the cameo system, and I felt like NetherRealm took a chance with it, but it really failed and
Oh
backfired
my
on them.
god,
And
seriously.
I hope in the next future they will never do that again and they learn their lesson. And also, guys, another thing that they did, which I really didn't like, was the stupid, whatever you want to call it, that conquest mode or whatever that stupid board game, whatever it was, conquest. I just call it conquest mode because it was just so fucking boring. It was literally just boring. Take hours of grinding, doing boss fights just to get a certain skin, which I think you can later get the skin back in the fucking. And that's the thing too. You're grinding for a skin. You finally get it, and then 3 months later they release that skin for the fucking in the item shop, which is like, what was the whole point of us grinding for that fucking skin? That to me was just like, yeah, like okay, there was no point of fucking doing that. We could have just spent $10 on this fucking skin and then we go on with our days. Yeah, to me, like I feel like that game mode was just so fucking stupid, and I felt like they were promoting it in every update, every trailer, and it's like it was literally the same thing. You just move, you fight, do a little fight, you do a boss fight, you get your skin, and then you just upgrade your fighter, and then you wait till next season for the next update, which is the same shit you're gonna do all over and over again. So yeah, to me, that was just one of the big downfalls. But I feel like in the future titles, please never bring back the cameo system and don't bring back that fucking conquest mode ever again. That's just me. I like the tower times. The tower times is fun because you're competing with other players. You want to be on the top percentage of fighter or fight players on the towers. That to me, I love the
Oh
tower
wait,
times.
bro.
It's challenging. It puts your skills to the test, and yeah, I like that. That I love. But I don't know why it took them so long
That'll
to
be
bring
fucking
that game
good.
mode back when everybody was playing that game in Mortal Kombat 11. And then we also had a lot of stuff like the big downgrades, such as, the customization. We don't want it to be like Tekken customization because nothing can compare to Tekken customization. But from that, just upgrading, like customizing one thing to what Mortal Kombat 11 had was to me a big, big downgrade from Mortal Kombat 1. And that was just pretty embarrassing, honestly, to tell you the truth. And so we go into the next big thing, which I think was the nail in the coffin for Mortal Kombat, which was
Ah,
the release of that new DLC. I forgot what was the DLC story mode called. Let me get it right into it, guys. But yeah, the that to me was like, why would you release a DLC
what?
story mode that costs basically a whole new game? And the story was only what 3 hours. To tell you the truth, that shit was boring. I didn't like
Bro,
it.
bro, what the fuck is wrong with
I
you?
watched it on YouTube just to save my money to see how it is.
No
I didn't fucking
way.
like it. To put it for like almost like $50, 50, $60 was just fucking pathetic. Like I know we get the combat pack one, but $50 fucking dollars for like a 3 hour story mode, which is like an hour of fighting and then 2 hours of cutscenes. Yeah. I mean that says a lot. That says a lot. So I feel like
Yeah, yeah.
that DLC was just a downfall, was the nail in the coffin for Mortal Kombat 1. And I feel like you started, this game was just taking L after L, the cancellation of Comeback Pack 3, losing its viewers on Twitch. And it's just like losing pro players to other fighting games, which I know a lot of pro players were still playing this game, but to me that shows a lot that fuck, our game's going to shit. And I felt like Netherrealm was not even doing anything about it. I felt like they're just keeping their mouth shut. And then it got to a point where, yeah, they just eventually canceled Comeback Pack 3. And, you know, it's just, that was it. That was the end of it. So the next thing leads up to this is what can Netherrealm do to get themselves out of this hole? Because, we're not getting no Mortal Kombat at Evo. Mortal Kombat 1 is literally has like 1 to 100 to 200 viewers on Twitch. How can you guys get your
And
community
you're
back?
hell?
And I love one thing that Max said when the cancellation of Comeback 3 happened. He released a video and he said two things that they can do. One was start fresh, which I completely agree. Start fresh, start another Mortal Kombat game. No cameos, no conquest mode. Focus on fighting. Focus what it is known as the fighting game. That's the fighting game. Do that. Don't have every game's gonna have its balance issues, but keep tap of what's going on. know what I mean? Start fresh. Like we don't need none of this fancy shit. Just be Mortal Kombat. And two, the one thing which I really 100% agree with he said also was maybe do a crossover with DC, and but he also said do it right. And I feel like I will add on to it is what the one thing they can do is probably do a Mortal Kombat versus DC villains. We don't have to. DC doesn't have to worry about protecting their image of their heroes like such as Batman and Superman. Getting decapitated or getting their limbs cut off. They can bring in their like an alter versions of them, like a Bizarro, like I think that's his name, Bizarro for Superman. Bring in a Batman who laughs, or even bring in a Thomas Wayne Batman, because I know he's the one that kills the villains. Bring something like that. To show like, okay, well, this is Batman, but it's not Batman. Reverse Flash for Flash. We still have a Flash character. Then you can bring in the like the villains that we love, like Joker, Harley, Poison Ivy, Lex. Do it right. Do it where we can win your fans' love back for the game, but just don't be dumb and make it like stupid fatal like the Mortal Kombat and DC fatalities. Like don't make it like that. Make it still like a Mortal Kombat game, but also still have the character villains that we still love, like Joker, Harley. Bring back John Cena as Peacemaker, man. You know what I mean? We had Joker in Mortal Kombat 11.
I can
We
do it
had
all right
Peacemaker
back
in
here,
Mortal
son.
Kombat 1. Do that. Do something that you can win your fans back. And it's just I to me like I love Mortal Kombat. I love this game. I love this since I was a kid. This was like one of my first video games that I ever played. And it sucks to see this game go to shit. Honestly, it sucks to see this game go to shit. And I will try my life to defend it, but I feel like Mortal Kombat 1, that was it. There's nothing to defend it. There's nothing to back it up. There's nothing to say anymore. Like I said, this game is already in the grave, and people are just pissing on it now. And it sucks because now that Netflix purchased
Ah,
WB content, they even came out and said, "Oh well, WB games have no value in themselves," which I disagree because I feel like Mortal Kombat is the game that brings value, brings the revenue for
let's
WB.
go.
Because I don't know what Netflix is asking for. I don't know if Netflix wants WB games to be like a Fortnite or Madden where they make millions pretty much a day because just off skins or fucking player cards, whatever. To me, like, yeah, I feel like it's a fighting game. There's so much you can purchase for a fighting game. So yeah, to me, I feel like they disagree with that.
What?
But then again, a lot of WB, shut down and canceled a lot of their projects, such as they canceled multiverses. They stopped support for the Suicide Squad. They canceled the Wonder Woman game. So I feel like WP kind of is gonna put Netflix in the hole right now. Where they gonna take that risk? Or are they just gonna say we're not even gonna do any more video games for WB? Which I feel like they should, because I feel like Mortal Kombat they should take a chance on the next Mortal Kombat game if Netflix purchases this thing or it does go through. I feel like Netflix should be like, you know what, let's take this chance with Mortal Kombat. Let's risk it. Let's see if Netherrealm can fix it, fix everything, dig themselves out of this hole. Because I feel like, yeah, like I said, I feel like Mortal Kombat is the game that brings in the revenue for WB games. And, the last thing I want to say too, guys, is it sucks. Like I said, it sucks seeing this game because now you even have like, we didn't even hear anything at the Game Awards. We didn't even hear like a teaser. We didn't hear like a teaser for Mortal
Let's
Kombat, Justice
go.
3. We didn't even hear anything. All we heard from Mortal Kombat was getting dissed by Andrew Schultz in Street Fighter. That's leading up that's your rival talking shit to you. And I feel like that's not even coming from Capcom. I just feel like that's being Andrew Schultz, being a fucking troll. But then again, when you have someone like him talking shit, calling you guys money grabbers, like that's embarrassing. You know what I mean? That's sad. Like I feel like this guy hasn't played video games, but he's up to speed to know what's going on. And to me, that's embarrassing, honestly, to tell you the truth. But I have to say what I have to say, guys. If you disagree with me, let me know down in the comments. If you
Fucking
agree,
brains, dude.
disagree, let me know, guys. Let's discuss. Let's just discuss, cause like honestly, sorry, guys, I'm losing my train of thought. Sorry, guys, cause like I love this game so much, and I hate to see it how it is. But that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.
No surviving this! Ready to bleed?